Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Steve Dorsey, aka Stand with Steve. Hey, I'm out here in the middle of the desert. Uh, it seems like every time I come out to the desert, I always find some type of furniture out here. And the last time I was strolling through the desert and seeing, I don't know if you guys seen the picture, but I took a picture of a bed with a little TV, and at that moment in my life, it represented a place of my life. If things didn't change, that's where I was going to end up. I was going to end up homeless and things like that. And from that moment on, soon after that, I wrote into the Oprah show, and I got picked to be on her show, and the subject was about pain. And the reason why I'm making this little short video, I hope I can keep it short, is basically because I'm going to be coming out to Toronto, Canada on January 19th, 2014, and it's going to be celebrating the music of life by Hodan in Toronto, Canada. And basically, I have a couple little cheat sheet notes, but I remember going to see a speaker one time, and well, it was a bunch of speakers. And the speaker that stood out the most to me was Terry Bradshaw, the famous quarterback. And basically what he stated was, if you guys came here to see some extraordinary, well-pitched and well-rehearsed speaker, I'm going to disappoint you. And basically that I related to that because for so many years, with all the drug abuse and alcohol abuse and things like that, I really have a hard time staying focused on certain subjects. And instead of using that as a disadvantage, I'm going to use it as my advantage because it gives me the opportunity to come to you authentic. There's a lot of speakers out there that are great, and I respect every one of them, but I very seldom find authentic speakers. That's what I was told I had going for me when I was on the show, that I was very authentic. You've seen the raw emotional side of me, and those tears were real. I still, for some reason, I tear up in certain areas and certain conversations, and I've just learned to accept that it is what it is. A little bit about my background. I probably first started getting high when I was 6 years old, sniffing glue and gas with my older brothers when we lived in Compton, California. So, I have a long history of or background, I should say, with drugs and alcohol. It was nothing new to me. I lived a pretty much normal life. I did what the other kids did. My parents, they moved us out of Compton in '74 when I was about 10 years old, and I moved to Riverside. And it was in Riverside that I learned that I was a little bit more different than the other kids. See, Riverside was predominantly white, and I was what they call a half-breed. And basically my mother was white, my father was black. I didn't really know my father too well, for he was killed when I was very young by he was having a party or something like that, and he was stabbed several times in the chest. But I have some fond memories of my father. He was a hard worker. He was an alcoholic. He drank, but he was a functioning alcoholic. Pretty much everyone in my family was functioning alcoholics except for myself. I went through school. I got into the 8th grade, and prior to that I was on the honor roll and everything. And as soon as I got in the 8th grade, I started hanging out with a different crowd, and from there I started smoking weed, and my grades immediately dropped. I stayed high all through high school. I can't count too many days I wasn't high. I should have known I had an addictive personality way back then, because when I ran out of weed, I used to take seeds. Back then we had seeds, and I would take the seeds and grind them up, put them in a pipe, and try to smoke them. I was desperate to get high. Once I started getting high, that's all I wanted to do was get high. I was able to maintain it for a long time, and then right after high school, I found out that alcohol was my best friend. I ran out of weed, was at a party in Colorado Springs, and all I noticed was I was able to talk more, dance more, and I just had a lot more fun on alcohol. And after that point in time, I didn't smoke a weed again for a long time. What I say by a long time was I would every once in a while smoke some weed. But, you know, a lot of people, they have their opinions about marijuana. For me, it's a gateway drug. It was a gateway drug for me. I don't care what people say. It was my experience, and that's what I talk about, my experience, strength, and hope. I've had suicidal thoughts. Not everything about my life was miserable. I've been clean and sober off almost 11 years now, and not everything's been easy going. You know, I'm still struggling. I'm going to probably struggle the rest of my life. I was born in a world of struggling, and I'm going to die in a world of struggling. But today I know how to maintain my struggles. I know how to live life on life's terms. There's no need for me to drink, drug, or do anything else that, you know, is out of the ordinary. I live a spiritual life, and I just want you people, I'm not going to say you people, it's a word I hate. I just want you guys to know that if you're struggling with any type of addiction, I don't care what it is, addictions are all the same. If they're disrupting your life, there's a problem with it. Let me tell you that again, or say it again. If it's disrupting your life, there's a problem with it. So for me, I look at it as one disease, and disease is, you know, maybe the wrong term sometimes in certain areas. You know, people have problems with food, sex, drugs, alcohol, you name it. You know, there's all kind of issues out there. When I was on the show, they were talking about I was addicted to my story, and as soon as they said that, I knew exactly what they were talking about, because I was addicted to my story. 2008, I lost everything, and I ended up being homeless in sobriety, but I didn't drink over it. I have a ton of stories, and they're just all up here, and you know, if I write it down, I'm probably just going to confuse myself. And one of the things I learned in AA was you have to have rigorous honesty. So when I come out there to talk with you guys, you're going to see rigorous honesty. I'm going to tell you like it is, or at least tell you the way my experience was. That's all I can do, is share my experience, strength, and hope with you. If you're out there battling with drugs and alcohol, hey, I wish you all the luck, and I hope and pray that you will find a way out of that chaos, because that's all it was chaos. I've been shot out there, carjacked, jumped, all kind of crazy crap happened to me out there. You know, I wasn't there for my family, and I'm still struggling with my family issues today, but you know, my kids I have one daughter who's never seen me drunk. So my kids and stuff, you know, they're in my life today. My grandkids they're beautiful grandkids. I pray to God they never see me under the influence. And all I do is suit up one day at a time, every day. And I don't drink between my days and nights. So I'm really looking forward to coming out there and seeing you guys. Follow my blog. If you have any certain questions, anything like that, feel free to ask me. I understand that there might be a radio interview later on going on in Canada that they're going to contact me with. I'm looking forward to that. I'm just really super excited. And by the time I get there, maybe I'll be a little more relaxed, but I doubt it. You know, I just work off the energy God's given me. So with that, I'm going to sign off. And I want you guys to know that the new year is exactly that. It's a new year. If you have any struggles, stop struggling. Just suit up, show up, do what you have to do. Life is not going to stay the same every day. Every day changes. You know, the sun rises, the sun sets. Life does the same thing. We all have to make adjustments in life. There is no easy way, but there is a right way, and that right way is to do what makes you feel right. You know what's inside of you. You know the spirituality of you. You know right from wrong. So just live a righteous life and let all the other stuff go. So this is Stand with Steve signing off, and I'll see you guys next time. Or I'll see you soon, I should say. Peace. Love you.